This story was out of New Jersey, where you have this individual by the name of Thomas Guzzi Jr., who admitted to hiding and recording boys in a summer camp bathroom. You know how I always say that you can just look at somebody and tell when they are messed up in the head or just a messed up individual, period? A mugshot will bring it out each and every time. Coming out of Trenton, New Jersey, a former elementary school teacher has admitted recording boys with a hidden camera at a summer camp and taking an explicit photo of a student. Thomas Guzzi Jr. pleaded guilty Tuesday. He pleaded guilty. You know what that means? Plea deal. I hope people are understanding what this plea, like I figured out what this whole pleading guilty to a heinous crime or just something outrageous really means. He's going to get something like, mark my words. Pleaded guilty Tuesday to official misconduct manufacturing child pornography and distributing child pornography files. The 39-year-old was a stage manager for the Broadway Theater of Pittman Camp and had taught at Winslow Elementary School. He admitted to manufacturing child pornography with video of teenage boys taken in the camp's restrooms and also taking a photo of a boy exposing his genitals. Under terms of a plea agreement, Guzzi would face up to 17 years in prison with parole eligibility after 10 years when sentenced in September. He would have to register as a sex offender and be barred from public employment. Oh, well, that kind of caught me by surprise because 17 years is way more than I thought he would get, but it does say up to 17 years, which means it's not necessarily that he's going to actually get 17 years. He could get 17 days. For all we know. After all, I just did a video about a woman who abused these children at a quote unquote daycare that she wasn't licensed to perform, daycare activities, to 30 days in jail. So you never really know. But then again, like I always say, there's that gender thing and, that sexism thing that when it comes to women, they usually handle them with kids' glove, especially if they're white women opposed to men. And that doesn't, well, in some cases, it depends. It could be all men or just one set of men that they actually really, really go after. I mean, we know they go after black men really hard when it comes to stuff like this, even if it's not true. But yeah, this individual is definitely sick. This reminds me of video voyeurism. It reminds me when I used to watch Maury back in the day before they started just doing nothing but paternity tests and you had them folks up there looking crazy. When they would have people talking about people placing hidden cameras in bathrooms, people would drill holes and watching people in dressing rooms undress and, hiding cameras in on shelves and under things. Like, people are sick. I know they said this is human nature, but I chalk this up to human error. Because these individuals are out of their minds. Well, I take that back. They'd have to have a mind to actually lose. So, many of them are just out here mindless, brainless, shiftless, and just plain out crazy. Like, imagine if you found out your child was one of the ones that he was recording on this, and it said child pornography. So it makes you wonder how many hours of videos does he have of these children, and where, if they're not on a flash drive or any type of thumb drive, are they on the internet? Because like I say, whenever something gets out on the internet, it's out there for good. And a lot of those child pornography stuff, anything that might end up on the internet, they won't put that on the regular web. They'll put that on the dark web where people can't find it. But of course, now that they've caught this man, I'm sure they're going to scrub everything to find if he put anything anywhere besides on his personal files that may or may have not gotten onto a computer or the internet. But you can never be too careful when it comes to these kinds of things. Because if you remember YouTube, what was it, last year or a couple years ago, they got caught up in that when people were putting child pornography on there, but they would put a thumbnail up there to cover their tracks and they'll title it some weird thing so people wouldn't look at it. But then you had some people go there. I remember they said one of them had over 1 million views and it was monetized. Does anybody remember that? Because I remember that vividly, but they like to monitor our channels though. But it is what it is. Y'all let me know what you think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I will talk to you in the next one.